If you master SaaS motion graphics, you can make a lot of money. So today I will teach you 3 SaaS animations that you can implement in your SaaS project. Number 1 is a grid type animation. Number 2 is a search bar. And number 3 is a image carousel. And do keep watching because throughout the video, I will give you some secret tips that you can implement, but I will also give you a free plugin that will make this all way easier. Let's jump into it. I'm here in After Effects and let's create a new composition. And I'm just going to make it 4K 25 frames per second. Duration doesn't really matter, and just hit OK. Now let's make a cool background first. I'm just going to go to layer, new, solid, and I'm going to make it almost white by clicking on this color. And you can choose to make it a bit more of a warm tone or make it a bit more bluish. That will make it a bit more of a cooler tone. It's really subtle, but it will change on what it looks like. So let's hit OK and let's hit OK. There we go. That already looks cool. Now I want a soft grid background. I think that will add a bit of depth to this. So let's go to layer, new, solid. We can make this black for now, just so we can see the grid. Hit OK. And let's go to the effects and presets and type grid. And then we can just drag this to the black solid. There we go. That already looks cool. I'm gonna change the color to be a bit like light grayish, probably something like this. Hit OK. And I'm gonna change the size from to width slider, so it is just a square grid. I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, probably something like this. Nice. Now I'm already happy with this. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to layer, pre-compose, and I'm gonna call this grid. Make sure move all attributes into new composition is turned on. Hit OK. And I'm gonna go to the rectangle tool and just double click on that. And why I want to do this, I want to feather it a bit, and that will make it look a bit more luxurious. So let's go into the mask and let's hit feather. That will add a feather to the edges. And then we can also change the expansion so it will be a bit more harsh and a bit more visible, probably something like this. And then we can even dial it down a bit by hitting T for transparency and making it even less visible, just something like this. And this will make such a big difference. As you can see, it will look way more luxurious, and that's because it doesn't stand out too much. It doesn't draw too much attention to it. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the rectangle and let's make that cool grid selector. So we're gonna go to stroke, and I'm also gonna make this gray, but let's make it a bit dark gray. We can always adjust the transparency later. Hit OK. And now here comes the trick. We just need to make 2 rectangles. Make sure the stroke is set to 5 pixels, maybe even less, but we need to check that later. And let's just click and draw a rectangle, just something like this. There we go. Then make sure to go to the align and center it, center just like this. Now we're going to create a new rectangle. Make sure you don't have this current shape selected because we want to create a new shape. So you can just click somewhere in your After Effects to deselect that shape. And then let's draw a new one, probably something like this. There we go. Now we also need to align this in the center and in the center, vertically and horizontally. Now that should look something like this. And I think this already looks dope. Now we just need to do one more thing, and that is animate this. Now to animate it, it's really important that we animate the horizontal axis on our shape layer 2 and the vertical axis on the shape layer 1. And to do that, we can just open this rectangle. We can open the rectangle path and we see the size, unlink it. And then basically with this shape layer, we just move this one. So what we can do is we can just set a keyframe for the size here and go a bit further. And then, for example, move it to the middle. And then we're going to do the same with the shape layer 1. Let's open that rectangle path. We can set a keyframe for this too. Go to the beginning, make sure it's unlinked, and then we're going to adjust the second value. So for example, we can make this a bit larger. Now, if we select these keyframes and we hit F9 and we go into our graph editor and then select this last keyframe and make it nicely eased on both keyframes, just like that. And if we now quickly preview this without selecting anything, it should look something like this. And as you can see, this is a really dope animation. Now I'm going to show you a special trick, and we can add even an image in this center. And to do this, I'm just going to go to project, double click and find a quick image. For example, a thumbnail that I still have. I'm going to drag that in and I'm going to turn it off for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this shape layer. Then I'm going to go to the beginning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this rectangle path of our shape layer 1 and paste it in here. So basically in this new shape layer that we created in the contents, you will see 2 shapes. So they're basically combined. And now we add a merge paths to this, go into the merge paths and set this to intersect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the shape layer, turn the fill to black. And as you can see, it will create this square. Now, what it will do is basically just animate it with it, which is super nice. We can even link the rectangles to these other rectangles if we want to adjust it later. However, this is already handy because now what we can do is we can use this as a mat. Just drag this track mat icon to this shape layer, turn the thumbnail back on. And as you can see, we'll have this really cool animation. Now we can move this below the other shape layers so they're on top of it. And this already looks super dope. Of course, we can scale it with it to add some depth to it. So press S for scale, set a keyframe, go a bit further and scale it down. And of course, like always, easy ease this. I also have the full stack editor plugin, which you get for free when you're a member. So let's hit ease out, and that will make this really cool parallax effect to it. In my opinion, really dope effect. Now let's go to the next one. And for the next one, I'm just going to create a new composition again. Hit OK. And I'm going to go to layer, new solid. Black solid is totally fine. Now I want to add a cool blob effect to this. So let's go to the ellipse tool. Make sure nothing is selected. Turn the stroke none. And I'm going to change the fill to a bluish color. Maybe something like this. Not full blue, but just like a nice blue, just like that. Make sure nothing is selected. And then we can just drag this just like this. Very nice. I'm going to add a wiggle paths to this. Go into the wiggle path and change the detail to 1 and the size to really high and the points to smooth. And it will create this orb effect. And what's also nice is that it's already animated. Probably way too quick though. So the wiggles per second, I'm going to change to 1. That already looks nice. We can always adjust it a bit later. Now I'm going to scale it up a bit by hitting S for scale, moving it a bit. And I'm going to add a fast box blur to this. Fast box blur, double click and turn the repeat edge pixels off and turn this up by a lot. Then I'm going to duplicate this layer, press S for scale and scale it down a bit. And you duplicate by hitting Command D or Control D on Windows and change the fill to a bit of a lighter color. And then we'll duplicate it again, maybe move it a bit and change this fill to even a lighter color. Something like this, maybe scale this down a bit. So we'll have this orb effect, which in my opinion looks really dope. It's a bit too pronounced. It's a bit too much like in this corner. So I might just move all these layers a bit down. So it will be more of a shade just like that. Maybe even center them a bit. This looks really dope in my opinion. Quick, simple trick to create custom background. And you can of course change the colors. Now let's add the search bar. And for the search bar, I'm just going to go to the rounded rectangle tool. Make sure nothing is selected. And then let's just drag our cursor, just something like this. Make sure it's centered. I'm going to change the fill to a really dark, almost black, but maybe very nice. I'm going to add a thin stroke, maybe of 2 pixels and make this really dark too. Just a bit lighter. So there's a bit of separation. And now I want a cool colored glow around it. And with the new After Effects, this is actually quite easy. We can just duplicate this, go to the bottom layer and then just change the stroke to a linear gradient. Okay. And then let's go into the stroke and I'm going to make it blue to transparent by deleting this and making this blue too. Changing this opacity by clicking on the top one and setting that to 0 and removing this middle one. So it goes from blue to transparent. Hit OK. Let's turn the fill to none. Hit OK. And then we can increase the stroke, something like this. Change this gradient so it's a bit more smooth, just like that. And to rotate this gradient, we can just go into the rectangle, gradient stroke, and there we have the rotation, which is a new feature, which works really well. So we can just rotate it around and we can even keep it rotating by just hitting Alt, click on the stopwatch, time 100, and that will have it rotate around. Now we can add a glow to this. You can add the effect deep glow, but if you don't have that plugin, you can also add a normal glow. Now for this to work well, we need to duplicate this glow a few times. So glow radius on 100, for example, and then we just duplicate it a few times. And as you can see, that will really add a nice thick glow to this. Now, this is way too heavy. So we need to change the intensity of this, probably also of the second one and the first one, just to make it nice and soft. And maybe what I'll do is also change the thickness. I want this really subtle, and I'm also going to change the color anyway. I think it's a bit too bluish. Make it a bit like flat. It will make it look just way more luxurious. And of course, you can also add other colors. You can just make this into a rainbow. You can also change the color of this anyway, but it already looks really luxurious in my opinion. Now let's add the text typing that you always see, and that's really easy. We can just go to the effects and presets and just look for the typewriter, and then the blinking cursor typewriter console is the best one. We can just double click, create a new text layer, and we can just type our text here by double clicking on the T and typing here is our text. And if we now press U, you can also see the keyframes, and this will just type it. Just like that. I don't like the color, so we do need to change that. Just not white, off-white. And now it types from the center. If you want that, that's cool. But we can also have it type from the left by just changing the paragraph and then aligning it to the left. Hold Command or Control, so it will snap into place. And then we just have a text that just goes like that. Nothing too special, but it looks quite nice. Now let's animate this even more. For example, I want the search bar to pop up. And to do so, we need to link these together so they pop up at the same time. And to do that, I just want to go to to the rectangle path of this one and of the other one too. So let's open those contents and the rectangle paths. And then I'm just going to link this size to the other size. So they're both linked to each other. That's nice. So if I now adjust this one, let's unlink it. And then the other will adjust with it, which is exactly what I want. Now I'm also going to parent the glow to this shape. And I'm also going to parent the text to this shape. And I'm going to add a few keyframes. Basically, I want to set a keyframe for the size, move this out a bit, press S for scale. I want to also scale it a bit. And I also want to have rotation. So press R for rotation. Press U on our keyboard to see the keyframes. Let's drag these out a bit. And let's then adjust the size a bit. Maybe something like this. Scale it down a bit and maybe add a bit of rotation. And now I'm going to add a bounce to all of these keyframes. Now to add a bounce, you just can copy and paste an expression. Again, I have the full stack editor plugin for this, so I can just hit the bounce button. It will add this expression. But to add this expression, it's really simple. You can just copy this expression. I will share it in the description down below, and you can just paste it by holding Alt, clicking on the stopwatch. So we'll open this window and then just paste the expression. That should look something like this, where it just pops up. I want this to happen a bit more quick, and we can of course also fade this in by hitting T for transparency, setting a keyframe, and then dragging this out. And we're going to do the same with the other layers, and T for transparency and dragging this out. So they fade in a bit in the beginning. So you'll have a cool animation already, just like that. Nothing too crazy. You can even move the text that it goes from the center. But as you can see, this already looks really nice. Now we can also move it so the text starts a bit later, for example, like here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layer, new, null object. So if we link the shape layer to it, it should already be linked. Then I'm going to press S for scale and P for position. Press U on our keyboard. Go one frame further by holding Command or Control and then your right arrow key. And then let's scale it up a bit, move the position like here. Select these first keyframes, right click, toggle hold keyframe. And then once it's typing, I want it to move with it, just like that. So it goes like this, bloop, and then the typing maybe started a bit earlier. So it moves basically with the text. Now that we don't have that much text here, but we have a simple animation just like that. Now let's go to the last one, and that is a image orbit. And for this one, again, I'm gonna create a new composition just like that. Hit OK. I'm gonna import some images, and I have some beautiful emojis of different people. I think I have 6 of them. I'm just gonna import them, hit open. I'm gonna drag them in just like that. And once you imported your images, we can go to File, Scripts, and then Run Script File. Then I'm gonna use the Tom's Project Orbit script. You can just download this for free in the description. Let's hit open, and it will open this cool little script. We now need to select the layers. You can also hit select layers. It will automatically select the layers that are available to select. And then we hit create orbit. I'm gonna use this shape circle for now, and it will look like this. Now we can close this script unless you want to create another of these, but I don't need to use this anymore for now. And I want to adjust it a bit. So what's cool, it will already have a animation. So hit U and let's select this animation. Let's move this a bit to the left. And I'm also going to go into this slider, go into the graph editor, make it a bit more smooth, just like that. And this will already look cool. In my opinion, it will just have orbit like this, but we can make it look a bit nicer. For example, we can go into this null and change the scale. This will change the scale of the images itself. And we can also press S for scale on our orbit path to make it a bit bigger. This will automatically also change the spacing between the images. And this already looks really dope in my opinion. Now we can even make it cooler by making it 3D. So we can just turn the orbit path into 3D, and then we can change the X rotation, or we can change the Y rotation, just like that. And it will still animate along the axis. So we can even set a keyframe on the Y rotation, for example, and then going a bit further and then changing it to 0 degrees. So it will animate on both axes, just like that. Now another feature in the plugin is also the speed. So we can set this to 70. And what this will do, it will just keep it continuously rotating if you want that. You can even, of course, press U on your keyboard and remove the travel keyframes. So we'll just keep rotating just like this. And then you get something like this. Now, if you want to learn even more about the SaaS editing style and you want a guaranteed editing client, then do join the Full Stack Editor Club. Link is in the description. There's tons of deep dives, an amazing community to keep you accountable. Then also leave a comment on what you want to see next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.